As noted in previous videos, there are a couple different ways to create projects in Foliotek. The first of which is to go through the curriculum and build them from one of the activities that's embedded in that curriculum. What I'm going to focus on right now, though, is going to the project management screen. You do that by clicking on the project icon in the top black bar. And once I'm on the project management screen, we're going to build a project as a one-off, as a single project, not necessarily tied to any curriculum. So I click the Create Project option, and I'm going to choose the personal project. So this isn't a community project. No, it is a personal project. So I'm going to check that box. And it's going to open up the generic project template. And this generic project template gives me some general advice on what is a Foliotek project and what do I need to do to create one of these things. So on the right side of my screen here are some reflective prompts. So this is the process that helps you think about what you want to put in your project. So I'm going to answer a couple of these questions. I have some fictitious text I'm just dumping in these boxes. And let's say I've answered these questions, I'm feeling pretty good. Wow, this is going to be an amazing project. I'm going to tell an amazing story. I click the Go button in the middle of the project. And now I can get started actually building the pages and putting my content into this project. And this is the content that will be shown, that will be showcased, that will be demonstrated when you curate this and share it with somebody. So on this first page, this is the overview page of my project. Key thing I want to do is I want to rename my project. I do not want it to be called generic project template. So I'm going to call it mechanical. I don't know. Sounds like a good name. I'm a mechanical engineer, right? And next thing I want to do is probably change my image because I want an image that represents the content of this project. So in this case, it's a mechanical type project. I'll probably be talking about this mechanical engineering capstone I did. So I'm going to go to the industrial filter and choose an image that speaks to me on and is also tied to this particular project. So now I have some nice imagery here. Now I want to type up an overview. So remember, we did all this reflecting over here on the right to help us think about what is this project about. Now it's time to get more concise, and let's go ahead and type in an overview that really represents what this project is about. I can use some basic formatting techniques over here and type in my overview. Now I can even add a document of sorts to the overview as well. So if I wanted to add a particular file here, I could click this option and add in a document. I'm going to skip that for now. And let's go to the add page portion of building a project. So I can have as many pages as I want to, although I would recommend keeping it to a minimum. Not everybody wants to read a 30-page project. And once I've added that page, I can add individual kinds of content. I can add a document. That's the first option here. Second option is an image. The third is some type of link from the internet. That could be anything, really, PDF, whatever, a video, you name it. I can also embed content that is particularly complex. I'm not going to go over that in this video. And the final type of content I can add is just basic text. So let's go ahead and add an image to see what that looks like. So I'll come over here, click on image. Here's all the images I've uploaded. I could upload a new one if I wanted to. Click on the image, dumps it in. If I do not like the way this is oriented, I can rotate it, I can crop it, I can even remove it and start over again if I wanted to. But let's say I also want to add some text. So I click the pencil here, and now I can begin to add some additional text to this project. You probably don't want to title it page 1. You want to give it something more meaningful. And then you type in a description that begins to tell this narrative encompassing this experience, this particular capstone project that I worked on, and how the skills that I developed working on this project are really representative of the skills I'm going to need in the workforce. So I start to tell this narrative. I can add additional pages. Maybe on my second page, instead of using an image, I'm actually going to put in a document. So here I'm embedding of sorts a PDF document. And once again, I'm going to put some text next to this particular document and give myself the opportunity to describe what this document is, because nobody wants to read through that whole thing. No, maybe there might be one person that does, but the majority of people aren't going to read through that whole entire document. What you want to do is summarize what you learned by putting that object together. And you're going to go through this process multiple times, adding additional pages into your project. And ultimately, when you're satisfied and you think, hey, this thing is lock solid, I like it, you're going to hit the check in the top right corner, and that is going to save your project. You can always go back in and re-edit it by clicking on that icon there and then choosing the edit option. But the final step in the process, after you've created it, after you've finished doing all of the work you need to do inside of that project, you're going to tag it. And you're going to tag it with something that's relevant, like problem solving in this case, maybe research, maybe creativity. And as I tag my projects, this helps me get a visual representation of the different type of skills I'm demonstrating using Foliotek as my portfolio solution. So that's it. That's a quick overview of actually generating a project, going through the nitty-gritty steps to build out the individual pages. We'll have subsequent videos on additional project information, how to showcase those on your identity page on that professional brand.